Today is the second day of good morning, good morning. Okay, today is the second day of me doing the chapter metallurgy. Today is 8th of July 2021. It is the fourth period, okay, class 10. Now, in my previous class, I had explained you extraction of aluminum. Extraction of aluminum, I remember, okay, in detail, which involves Bayer's process and Hall-Herold's process along with the diagram and the reactions happening at the cathode and anode. Okay. Now today a little bit more portion is left from this chapter. So today I will explain you and tell you what is required. You can see on your screen a chart which has been taken from your textbook. Okay, and you will get some questions from here in your ICC as well as the internal school examination. Okay, so this is an alloy chart. You look at the first column. In the first column, you will find the name of the alloys: brass, bronze, German silver, gunmetal, bell metal. These are alloys. These are alloys. No. Look at the screen. Later on, you find the page number. Okay. Huh? I am sharing the screen. I am already sharing the screen. I am already sharing the screen. Okay. I am already sharing the screen. I think you should be able to see it. Now, if the internet is a problem, then I am very sorry. I can't help more than that. It is page number 128, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Huh? I cannot give him hotspot from so far. Okay. Yeah. I'll send this YouTube video as well as this PPTX. How are you all watching my PPTX PowerPoint presentation in your mobile? To download it in your mobile, you have to use PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint. You should have downloaded Microsoft PowerPoint from the Play Store. Okay, then you can watch it properly. Okay, so if you look at the chart over here, today's chart on the screen, it is an alloys chart where the first column contains the name of the alloy. The name of the alloys, first 5 of them: brass, bronze, German silver, gunmetal, bell metal. Yes. Please stop talking unnecessarily. Please be quiet. Please be serious, boys. The first I will explain you regarding the first 5 alloys: brass, bronze, German silver, gunmetal, one by one. Brass, the composition of brass is copper and zinc. No need to learn the percentage composition of copper and zinc. Properties you must remember. Brass, it is hard, lustrous, it has a shiny appearance, it is malleable, and it is ductile. It is malleable means it can be beaten into sheets. Ductile means it can be drawn into wires. Brass is used in electrical fittings and it is used in making decorative articles. Next alloy of copper is bronze. The composition of bronze is copper, zinc and tin. Okay. The properties of bronze: it is also hard, it is attractive, and it takes up polish. It can be polished to make it lustrous. Okay. And then uses of bronze: it is used to make statues. It is used to make medals during the Olympics. Okay. Medals. Okay. Bronze medals. It is used to make coins. So these are the uses of bronze. Then the next one is German silver. German silver is an alloy comprising of metals copper, zinc and nickel. You must know the composition without the percentage. Okay. Properties of German silver: it is white, and it looks like silver, white and like silver, but remember it does not have the metallic element silver, though it is called German silver. So this is a question. It is a chemistry quiz question which will be asked in the examination also. Name the alloy of copper. Name the alloy of copper which is called German silver. The answer is German silver. So if they will ask you an alloy of copper which does not contain silver, so answer has to be German silver. German silver, not germanium, German silver. Now German silver is again like bronze. It is used to make decorative articles, handles, maybe statues, similar. Okay. Then come down to gunmetal. Gunmetal is an alloy made up of copper, zinc, tin and lead. Its properties, it is hard and it can be easily cast. It can be cast and molded into different shapes and sizes. It is used to make barrels of guns, and it is used to make ball bearings. Ball bearings, it is used in inside the tires, rim of tires of vehicles, two-wheelers or four-wheelers. Okay, it is very strong. Then come to bell metal, the next alloy of copper. Its composition is copper and tin. Because of tin, it is sonorous. If you bang it, it makes a ringing sound. Property of bell metal, it is brittle and sonorous. It is brittle and sonorous. It is used to make bells, electric gongs and as well as statues also. Statues. Okay, so these were the 5 alloys of copper. So you gonna read them properly. Start with the uses, then go to the properties, then you go to the composition, then you go to the name of the alloy. This way, backwards, you learn backwards. Okay, so I can ask the question, name the alloy of, pardon? Which one? Brass. Brass is an alloy which is used in electrical fittings. If you look at the switch which you put on and off in your house, your bedroom switch or your kitchen switch or your bathroom switch and all, if you open the switch with a screwdriver, inside you will find shiny fittings over there through which we can put on the switch. There is a screw also over there. It's made of brass. So that is called electrical fittings. And it is also used to make decorative articles. Got it? Brass, brass. I'm talking about brass. Okay. Now, it's an alloy. It's an alloy of copper and zinc. What is an alloy? I have told in the previous class. An alloy is a mixture of 2 or more metals or a metal or a non-metal mixed in the molten state in fixed proportion, in fixed and definite proportion. That is brass, or that is an alloy. Okay. Now come down to the next 3 alloys. Alloys of aluminium. The alloys of aluminium are duralumin, magnesium, and L-nico. Okay. Now the first alloy of aluminium, that is duralumin. It is composed of aluminium, magnesium, manganese, copper. So these elements make it very light and it is stronger than aluminium, the property. It is used in making aircrafts. It is used in making light tools, and it is used in making the bodies of ships, duralumin. So every alloy you learn from the uses. Start with the uses. I can ask the question, name the alloy which is used to make aircraft, light tools and ships. So it has to be only duralumin. But if I ask, name the alloy which is used to make aircraft or beam balance, beam balance, that time it has to be magnesium consists of only aluminium and magnesium. It is light, it is strong, and it is resistant to corrosion. Then the next one is Alnico. Next one is Alnico. Yes, we are there. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? The screen is shared. You've refreshed your page. No, don't cut the call. Refresh your page. Refresh your page. Are you using a cell phone? Are you using a cell phone? Then you have to pull the screen down. You have to pull the screen down. Pull the screen down. Pull the screen down. Automatically it will get refreshed. Okay. Not being. What is the problem? The screen is already shared. I am sharing. No. Like suppose if it gets disconnected from your side, then that means your internet, there is some internet problem on your side. So whenever you want the page to be refreshed, then you have to pull the screen down or minimize it and open it again, or cancel it, or again log in. That is those are the only few options. Are you getting it? So Dakshis, you can try that way. I am waiting for you. Try. Right. Huh? Photo? What? I'll be sending in the group also. I'll be sending in the WhatsApp group. This PowerPoint I'll be sending, the entire PowerPoint. And moreover, the video link will also be there. Okay, never mind. Listen carefully. The third alloy of aluminium is Alnico. It is composed of aluminium, nickel, magnesium I have explained already. Okay. Now come down to Alnico. Magnesium, okay. Magnesium is composed of aluminium and magnesium. It is light, strong, and corrosion resistant. Okay, I hope you are following your book also, no? And then magnesium is used to make aircraft bodies and beams of balance. Okay. Then the next alloy of aluminium is Alnico. Aluminium, nickel, cobalt, iron. Alnico. It is light, it is shiny, it is corrosion resistant. It is used to make magnets. Very, very important. This question has been asked. It does corrosion resistant means it does not rust. It does not corrode. Iron rusting? Only iron rust. All the other metals corrode. They undergo decomposition. They break down into small particles because of chemical activity on their surface. Okay, that is called corrosion. Then the next alloy is alloy of lead. Okay, the first one is solder. Solder is an alloy made up of lead and tin. Okay, solder, when you join two metal pieces together, we use soldering rods, soldering wires. Okay, now it is used in welding, joining two metal pieces or joining two wires together. Okay, this solder has a low melting point and it has a high tensile strength. Okay, it is used in welding and it is used in electrical fuses. It was used in electrical fuses quite some time ago. Now the electrical fuses have been replaced by MCB, miniature circuit breaker. Okay, nowadays. Now the next alloy is type metal. Type metal is an alloy which is made up of lead, tin and antimony, SB. SB means antimony. SB means antimony. SB means what? Antimony. ANTIMONY. SB means antimony. Is that clear? Now this type metal, it has also a low melting point. It is easily cast and it is as well as expandable. That is why it was used for making printing blocks. Printing blocks. In typewriters, olden times, 10 years from now, we used to have typewriters. Nowadays we have got printers, latest printers, but the latest printers don't require typing blocks. Okay, but in the olden days, typewriters used printing blocks, which was made out of type metal, which was an alloy of lead, tin, and antimony. Okay, so these were the two alloys of lead. After that, we have stainless steel. Stainless steel, the first alloy of iron. Okay, it is an alloy made up of iron, nickel, chromium, and then carbon is also there, which is a non-metal. Okay, non-metal over here. First non-metal. So the non-metal which is used to make stainless steel is carbon. Okay. Now stainless steel, it is lustrous, it has a shiny appearance, it is hard, and it is corrosion resistant. It is used in making cutlery. Cutlery means kitchen items. Items which you use in the kitchen, like kitchen knives, kitchen utensils, all those things. Okay. Parai, all those things. Okay. And stainless steel is used in making surgical instruments like dissection blades. Okay, operating table, we need dissection blades and all those things. The tray, after dissection you put the scissors over there. The tray which is used over there, which is curved in color like a bean. Okay, that is a surgical instruments. Okay, they are all made of stainless steel. Then the next alloy of iron is nickel steel. Nickel steel, this is important. Okay, nickel steel. Now it is an alloy made up of iron, nickel, and carbon. Non-metal is carbon. Iron and nickel are metals. It is elastic. It is elastic. It is very strong. It has a high tensile strength. That is why it is used in making cables. When you are going for mountaineering and all, mountaineering, rock climbing, all those things, no, or parachuting and all those things in aeroplanes and all. Nickel steel is used to make cables. And if you can rely on cables made of nickel steel, they are very strong. They do not break down easily. Okay. Then finally, we have tungsten steel. Tungsten steel, an alloy of iron, which is composed of iron, tungsten, and carbon. W stands for tungsten. W is the symbol for tungsten. Tungsten is very hard and corrosion resistant. It is very hard and it is corrosion resistant. It is used to make high speed machine parts inside the engine of a car. Okay, most of the parts which are exposed to friction and all, they are made out of tungsten steel because they will not wear out easily. They can be lubricated properly, and that lubrication remains in those parts for a long time. Yes, somebody speaking? Hardest metal, there are plenty examples. We can talk about lead metal also. Okay. Now this alloy chart is complete. Okay. So let's go to the question answer part of this chapter. Okay. Now you will find some assignment questions which you have to find the answer. Okay. I will not tell any answer. I'll just read out the questions. Number one, name the constituents of stainless steel. Number two, name the main metals present in German silver. Name the main metals present in German silver. Okay. Then over there, number three, by which process bauxite is purified to get alumina? By which process? Okay. This you have to get it. Okay, that you know already, you know the answer already. Okay. Then after that, number four, to which electrode is the impure metal rod connected in the electrorefining of metals? Number five, which gas liberated when aluminum metal reacts with a solution of sodium hydroxide? Okay. Fill in the blanks is there. There are 6 of them. So this is the first set of questions from this chapter. Simple questions. Okay, important ones. Okay, you will get this in the WhatsApp group also in the PowerPoint presentation format. The next set of questions you can see. What changes take place during the calcination and what do you call roasting. What are the changes happening? So that is number one. Number two, list the important uses of zinc metal. This you can find out from the book. What are the uses? One use I can tell you, it is used for galvanization. Number three, give reasons A, B and C. Okay, alloy also. Aluminium cannot be extracted by the reduction of its ore. That is one question. Zinc displaces lead from lead nitrate solution while gold is unable to do so. These questions you can find out. What is an alloy? Name the alloys and the constants used for making aeroplanes and cables. Okay. Number two, a zinc plate was kept in a glass container. This you read it and try to think. It is a concept based question. So you try to think it yourself. Okay. Then number three, how will you extract aluminum from bauxite? Describe steps. This is very important. Number three is an important question. Number three is a very, very important question. Okay. Along with the diagram. Give the diagram of the electrolytic cell used. Why is cryolite added? So this is also done. Second set. Then the third set of question you can see on the screen. I am sharing the screen on you to you all. Number one, which of these non-metals is a liquid at room temperature? I think you know non-metal liquid at room temperature. Non-metal liquid at room temperature. So you try to get the answer. Which one? No, non-metal. Non-metal, non-metal. It has to be, of course, it has to be what? Who is that donkey? It's a non-metal. I'm talking about a non-metal, man. Huh? Not hydrogen. It is bromine. It is bromine. Okay. Then the next question over there, you can see number one. Which of the following does not contain aluminium? Out of this, which do not contain aluminium? That you find out. Okay. I've already discussed. Then after that, no. Does not contain aluminium. Okay. That might be correct answer. German silver. Okay. Then number 1A. What are the essential conditions for rusting to take place? This I have discussed. Suggest any two ways to prevent rusting of iron. Okay. This also you solve it. Try to get the answer. Okay. Then we go to the next slide. State true and false. Okay. And as well as correct the false statement also. Okay. 1A. The elements whose atoms lose electrons are called metals. Is it true? The elements whose atoms of non-metals tend to lose electrons. False. Stainless steel is not used in surgical instruments. False. Graphite does not conduct electricity. False. Silver is the best conductor of electricity. No, it is false. Okay. That is how you have to solve this question. Understood? No? Are you getting it, boys? Okay. Then we go to the next part over there. State why metals are electropositive. Okay, this is one question. What is the difference between a mineral and an ore? Okay. Give the names and formula of the ores of zinc. I have already told you. Why do we need alloys? Very, very important. Okay. The next slide we can go to. Next slide. Okay. It's important question number 1. This is very important. I am marking it over there. Okay. The following questions refer to the extraction of aluminium from its ores. A and B. Number A is name the principal ore from which aluminium metal is extracted. What is the answer? What is the answer? Bauxite. Yes. Number B. What is the most important process in the extraction of any metal? Okay. State how this most important process. It is what? Concentration of the ore. Concentration. Okay. State how this is to be carried out in the extraction of aluminum. That you find out. Okay. Number 1. Metallic property is shown. What metallic property is shown by the non-metallic graphite? What is the metallic property which is shown by non-metallic graphite? See, this is a wonderful question. Wonderful, marvelous, fantastic question. Tell me the answer. What metallic property is shown by non-metallic graphite? Graphite is non-metallic. No. So, no. Graphite, it conducts electricity as well as it has a shiny appearance. It is lustrous. Two things. I have told you two properties. It conducts electricity as well as it has a shiny appearance. It shines. It shines. Okay. The number 2, answer the following questions carefully. Okay. With reference to reduction of copper oxide, iron 3 oxide, lead 2 oxide, and magnesium oxide, place the oxides in the order of ease of reduction. Put first the oxide that is most difficult to reduce, and at the end the oxide that is most easily reduced. So this you have to check. I have done this in the last class also, and it is there in your textbook also, how to reduce these oxides. Okay, you have to place them in the order of increasing ease of reduction. Okay, most difficult to reduce is which one? Just one answer. Most difficult among these to reduce, it is magnesium oxide, followed by lead, iron, lead, and last is copper oxide. Okay. Then come down to number B. Write balanced equations. Find the equations for this also. Okay. Then we go to the next slide. Answer the following questions carefully. The ore zinc blend is an important source of metal zinc. What is the zinc compound in zinc blend? What is the zinc compound in zinc blend? Tell me. ZnS. Zinc sulfide. It is zinc sulfide. Okay. What is the zinc compound obtained by roasting of zinc blend? The compound of zinc formed is zinc oxide. Okay. What type of chemical reaction carried out after roasting in order to obtain zinc? What type of chemical reaction carried out after roasting in order to obtain zinc metal? Roasting means what? Oxidation, no? We are roasting, no? We are burning in the presence of oxygen, no? Isn't it? What is the name of alloy? What is the name of the alloy found between zinc and copper? So try to from the metals copper, iron, magnesium, sodium, and zinc, select a different metal in each case which does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid. Which one does not react? Dilute hydrochloric acid. Which one does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid? Which one? Tell me the answer. Yes? Which one does not react? Can form +2 and +3 ions. Which one can form +2 and +3 ions? Iron. Iron can form +2 and +3 ions. Does not react with cold water, but reacts with steam when heated. Which one? It is magnesium. It is not sodium, magnesium. Okay, sodium it will react with cold water. Okay. Then I think this is the last questions. There are no more questions. Okay. Okay. So this chapter theoretically it is complete. Okay. This chapter is complete. So my dear boys, now we have got some more time left. Okay. Now hang on over there. Don't leave the classroom. Okay. Now I'll just check the attendance once. How many of you are present? How many of you are not present? Today there are only 78 boys. Okay. Now I want to make some very poor attendance. I am not satisfied with this attendance. Okay. Now the announcement is, I have sent you the practical instructions for writing in your chemistry practical copies long time back. Okay, in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and I had told you all to start writing it. Okay, now the last date for submitting this this chemistry practical lab copy, soft copy, I will give it. It will be August, month of August. Submit it by 31st August. Submit it by 31st August. The practical copies I have given you. No, I will not resend anymore. I will not resend anymore. I have already resent long time back. Okay, I will resend it then. I will resend it. Okay. The instructions. I have sent you the instructions for a practical copy long time. Yeah, in your not that lace copy, in the lab copies without lace. Please copy those practical instructions in your, yeah, those who have collected from the school, I think you have finished also. Some of you have already finished writing those practical instructions in your lab copies. Okay. So those who don't have, you buy one. You have to buy. If you can't come to the school, you can't come to the school. Okay. So that's why now you have to buy. You buy a new copy. Okay, around 20-25 pages, and then you write it down in your copies and keep them ready. I will collect the soft copy. Last date is 31st of August. And then in the meantime, once the chapter is completed, the analytical chemistry, I'll explain once more. Screen sharing. Yes? No, I have sent it already beforehand. I have sent it already beforehand. I will not, I will, what? That group is lost, so I will send it. I will resend it, okay? No, I am not in the bio group anymore. Okay, I'll send it again, don't worry. Okay, I'll send it again, and then you start writing it down. Okay, understood? Aniket Mangar? Aniket Mangar, are you there? Yes, very good. Okay. Okay. So now I think it is clear with you all. The chapter metallurgy is clear. The chapter metallurgy is complete. Okay. This chapter needs lot of studying, self-study on your own, use of memory. Okay. And now in the next class, tomorrow I'll be starting the new chapter. I'll be starting the new chapter, that is study of compounds. Study of compounds, hydrogen chloride and hydrochloric acid. Tomorrow's class I'll be starting. Yes, I'll talk with the ICC question later on, not just now. Okay, okay. I'll give you the ICC question. I'll send you the ICC questions in the WhatsApp group. Okay. But whatever questions I have given today, these are from ICC question papers only. I have selected and typed them up, and because you can see it, you can see those questions. It is from ICC only. Are you getting it? This question, whatever I have sent you just now, it was from ICC only. Okay. You look at the PowerPoint, you will find over there. It is from ICC only. Nothing to worry. I'll show you once more. I'll send the practical work also. Don't worry. Have a look at the PowerPoint now. You can see it is there. These are ICC questions only. Okay, all these are ICC questions which I've already given. Okay, are you getting it? These are all ICC questions. So I have summarized it. So again and again giving is pointless. Understood? No? Have you understood? Okay. Anybody got to say anything? Nothing. Okay. So hang on over there. I will send. Hang on over there. I will take the attendance. I will send it. Okay. Now I will like to end the class over here only today. Okay. So you may leave the class or wait for the next class.